Hello, and let me introduce myself. My name is Tim Livesey. I'm an OS, currently president of the Stonyhurst Association. And usually I would have helped to host a reception during Great Academies for rhetoricians and their families to have the opportunity to meet members of the association and to hear more about what we do. But as we all know, we aren't talking about usual times. We're very much living through unusual times, and I know that Stonyhurst is taking immense care to help the entire school family, students, parents, teachers, support staff to flourish during this very difficult time for all of us. This completely novel virtual Great Academies is an example, and I hope that you all enjoy it. We also hope it won't happen again. So throw yourself into what will be a unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And let's hope that normal Great Academies, business as usual, can resume next year. Now, before saying a word about the association, why it exists and what it can offer the schools, leavers as you begin life beyond the confines of the college, I just wanted to say that how conscious I am that your final year at Stonyhurst has been so marred by this pandemic. You're bound to feel sad and frustrated to spend the last 3 months, or to have spent the last 3 months, such an important 3 months, away from your school friends and prevented from sitting your A-levels as planned and expected. You will look back years from now with a mixture of emotions. Maybe one of those will be a kind of pride, ironically, at being a unique group of leavers in the history of the college, probably going all the way back to the disruptions of the Second World War. So at least you'll have something to tell your grandchildren. One thing, though, doesn't change, and that's that on leaving the school, you become members of the Stonyhurst Association, which exists to help members of the Stonyhurst family. That means all past pupils, their families, past and current members of staff, and other friends to keep in touch with Stonyhurst and with its core values throughout their lives, in this case your lives. Under the umbrella of the association, a tremendous range of activities are organised, from sporting events to social gatherings, volunteering opportunities, charitable works like the Lourdes Pilgrimage, and opportunities to grow in faith, such as the Easter Retreat, which is held each year at Stonyhurst. We try to ensure that the Stonyhurst family, which incidentally is part of a much wider family of past pupils of Jesuit schools, the global Jesuit, or as I prefer to think of it, Ignatian family. The association, like those other networks, provides for the needs of our members, and in particular, opportunities for mutual service and service of those most in need. The great Superior General of the Jesuits in the 1960s, 70s and into the 80s, Pedro Arrupe, coined the phrase, speaking of young women and men educated at Jesuit schools, as women and men for others, as I'm absolutely sure you know very well already. The association exists to help us nourish and support each other in that lifelong vocation to be men and women for others, people prepared to use our gifts for the common good and not just for our own good. So I hope you will stay in touch with each other, but also the wider family, especially as even us oldies are discovering during this pandemic just how easy it is to stay in touch using social media, including, incidentally, something called Stonyhurst Link, which you may be aware of, a new social network on which you will be automatically enrolled, and which I hope that you can also use to stay in touch with each other and with the wider association. You are stepping into the world at a time of extraordinary change, challenge, opportunity, but also risk, and not least the risks to our planet, the disruption to our climate and degradation of the natural world in which we live. These are exciting but also confusing times. So my message to you is please to think of the Stoniest Association as a resource which can help its membership, and that includes you now or soon, as its youngest members, to flourish whatever the challenges that lie ahead. And I'd also ask you, please, to contribute your energy and enthusiasm to our wider pool of experience, of friendship, and that Ignatian-inspired commitment to making the world a more hospitable place for everybody. You might, for example, sign up for the autumn series of online conversations which we are organising around what does or, alas, sometimes doesn't contribute to the common good in the way we conduct our public debates in the UK. It would be terrific to have the voice of your generation present in those conversations, and indeed in all our meetings and at our events. So I really hope to have the opportunity to meet some of you in the months ahead. Exceptionally, the president of the association usually holds the office for just 1 year, but because of the disruption, in my case, it will be nearer to 2. So I do hope I will have that opportunity to meet you, until which time I'd just like to, on behalf of everybody in the association, to wish you all the best as your school career comes to this rather unusual and unexpected close, notwithstanding which, very best of luck in whatever comes next for each and every one of you.